Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. My name is Joe. Drink of the day was a cold glass of water, but I've drunk it all. And today I've been revisiting Kata for the PRB format. Kata, of course, really just gained that 7-cost pudding. However, this 7-cost pudding gives you way more cards and extra bodies, which is great, into a whole ton of matchups in the meta. Into Bonnie, obviously going wide is brilliant. Into UP, they love to ramp, so if you end up on 7 Don specifically, it lets you cheat out this turn early. And in general, it means that your curve is less strict, as long as your opponent isn't doing any D-ramp shenanigans. If you're on odds, you don't need to find pudding into Perospero. You're fine just like searching and then playing Perospero. Because you don't need to ramp to Kata, because you can just pudding and cheat out the Kata. Again, as long as your opponent isn't D-ramping. And that sort of leads me into, I think GP is one of this deck's most difficult matchups, because they do D-ramp, so you don't get to play this. And even if you end up getting the ramp and playing out Kata either on 8 or on what would normally be 8, they just have so much aggression. You'll see in one of the games here that it's pretty tough to deal with. I'm on 2 of the big mum because this really does help into Green Zoro. I think that matchup's reasonably good anyway, but having a couple of these and also having 2 of the big events, 5k, both really help in that matchup. This card's kind of weird. It's a little awkward in when you can and can't use it, because you've got to sort of bear in mind that when you use your leader effect, if they have effects that would draw cards or search or things like that, that can interfere with this counter event. But 5k for 1 Don is really, really good into a lot of different decks. So I've been trying it out again. I've been enjoying it a fair amount. Still, I've got 3 of the other now. Really good into Rayleigh, but can come up into other things as well. Into UP, if they play Zoro Jura on 3, this is like the god draw on 4. Absolutely impeccable. But primarily this is here for Rayleigh. 2 of the 10 mum, it's quite nice into UP still, and if you can get a safe turn to establish this, it is very good. But I'm only on 2 because there's a lot of matchups where you don't really have time to play this. And even into UP, if you're playing out the pudding, as I may well find in this in the video, it becomes quite difficult to play this in a timely manner. Because if you're on 7 and you play this pudding, you really want to use your leader effect to also swing 6, so you end up back on like 4 Don, and like sure, Kata will ramp you back a bit. If you've got a Perospero hanging around, it will ramp you back a bit, but it still becomes difficult to play this in a timely manner. Although the card is good, and if you don't end up playing the pudding, if you just end up playing the Kata, then the Lin is really, really strong in that matchup in particular. Also, don't sleep on the defensive effect. It can just save a game out of nowhere. So what do we think of this guy? I think the deck is pretty strong now. It's had a few tops. This list was inspired by both the lists from, I believe it was the Milan regionals and the Bonn regionals. So clearly doing quite well in Europe is Kata. It's definitely not a meta breaker. I think in particular for me, GP is pretty difficult. I also think some off-meta decks can be quite hard to combat. Lucci, you don't really have any removal protection. So if they can remove like your Katas, then you're kind of in a tough spot, because eventually you will just stop drawing this guy, and once the pudding's tapped, she's very easy to remove. Yes, her cost is 7, so she's a little bit like shielded from cost removal, but her power is 5, so once she's tapped, she's dead. So I find Lucci quite difficult. But I do still think this deck is a lot of fun, and if you do enjoy this deck, I'd get your reps in now before OP13, because I don't have high hopes for this leader in that format. Between Emu and Ace, like, too many big characters and power down into this guy, absolutely miserable. Because then you don't get any value, which is not good. But that's enough talking about the deck. Here's some games with Purple Katakuri. Got a game into Green Purple Luffy. Now, this is one of our tougher matchups for sure. I don't mind this curve. Let's see if we can get the 5-cost Perospero. We can't. I think we'll take the pudding here. We can... don't really have a good turn to play that just yet. Well, we'll see. It's still something. Really looking for that 5-cost Perospero though, so that we can ramp to 8-cost Katakuri, because you don't get to use this on curve. So as long as your opponent doesn't like heavily misplay, or completely whiff Sanji and Pudding, you never get to play this on curve. So you really do need to see something else. So you really need to see the pudding into the Perospero, so you can just get your curve. And he does see the Sanji and Pudding. Let's go with this. Just another one on top. Just what you like to see. And an Ami trigger. Well, he's going to take that Sanjian pudding, I guess. So it's whatever. Yeah, we know he's going to take it, right? Doesn't. Is he going to play this on 4? Fair enough. And he gets one swing into it. I'll defend it. Because this can't attack. Yeah, I'll defend this for a 2k. We'll give up the Daifuku low-key could be a play. So I'm going to give it the Streusen. That's... I mean, it's better than doing literally nothing, but it's not great. Is there anything this can get us that is better than playing this oven? Not really. I guess it can get us a... We still get the ramp, actually. Yeah, we still get the ramp. Let's just go with this. Still want second pudding more than I want oven. Okay, it's not bad. We're not going to get to use this. There's no point taking another one. Oven just pops Nami and then is tapped. This would stay upright. He can attack like this other one, so I'll probably attack with this for 5. We still get 1 to keep. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the pudding. I guess I should have attacked the 5 first, right? But he should counter this likely anyway. Nope. Never mind. Use the card action, sit him on back. It's a going merry. Incredible work. Well, I guess we got the ramp. That is one of the things I really did want, so that we can play this Katakuri next turn. Yeah, he'll be able to take out this pudding. I'm not going to defend this any longer. There's no way. Let's get the Sanji pudding. Does he have Zoro Juro? That would be quite big if he does. Just to further extend the board. Yep. Young Mary. Buffs up pudding. Seems good. We know he... To be fair, he didn't take that second one. Well, there's a second one. Never punished. 7, absolutely. Yes, absolutely as well. This is alright. I think I just want more 8 cats, though. Because the boat... Get the boat can only buff one thing. This could be a play next turn. This could be a play next turn. I don't really want the game to drag on for any longer, though. So I'm going to just take the 8 cat. Yeah. I think it's the safer play. I think it's the safer play. We'll just dump the 8 cat. I'll put 1 swing into this. Incredible. It's a Zoro Juro. Okay, gave us a 2k. It's better than him giving us a 1k, I guess. End the turn. Choose nothing. Ramp 1 for a laugh. No, it's not for a laugh, actually. We can get a 3,000 counter from that. Incredible. Wow, Sanji and pudding. Who'd have thought? At least it's not Luffy Taro. And our pudding will actually be online this turn, which is quite good, actually. So we have an extra Don for swinging with. And this is free. Thunder Bagua. Incredible. We've got a little bit of counter. He's not going to swing into this. He's not... If he wants to put, like... I guess 4 Don... He is actually swinging into this. No way, Jose. Not on my watch, brother. 1 Don open. That's fine. We know the top card of his deck is a Bagua. Doesn't really matter, though. I'm going to pudding into Kata here. Every single time. 1 Don for Anana would be quite good. I might swing this pudding into the Zoro. To start. I don't mind giving 1 Don for that. Let's it go. Seems good. Then we'll go 9 to pudding. No, we need to do the 7 cost pudding first, because if he giants now, we get fucked. Yeah, just play out that. Use the card action. Yeah, then we'll go 9 to Spud. He can giant if he wants. Yeah, at least he loses some Dons from that, right? At least he loses some Dons. Do you want to play this or Anana? I think I want to burn the event, because we've already got one pretty bad brick in our hand. I don't really want to. Although getting the Anana down is quite nice. Start by going 6. Usahachi. Okay. Takes the 6. Gets a Nami trigger. Just takes the Usahachi. Fair enough. So do you want to use this one Don for Anana? Or I think if I use it for the Anana, we can pretty freely just block with these. But I don't want to play this, right? I really don't want to play this. But I mean, it's okay. Let's go with this. I should have used the activate main of the searcher. That was a mistake. I missed out on some knowledge there. Yeah, no block resolve. If you're going to swing 7, I will take the block. We have the little blocker here. I guess if he has... What's this do? Okay, I mean, that can just remove my Anana. Okay, he might get rid of one of these, actually, now. Yeah, he will. If he swings all in on this, he will get rid of it. It's going to be quite costly, though. Unless he literally just puts 2 Dons on and swings 8. But yeah, I'm imagining it'll be a 10. Unfortunately, that will go through. And he's got 2 up for Bargwa. We know it's Bargwa. Now, we can either go with the... We're going to claim the One Piece. That could get us another pudding, which would be quite nice. And then we could go pudding into Perospero, which is quite good. I don't think the Big Mum really does a lot for us here. If I play it and slam it. I guess we can start by swinging 8, right? Because he has to counter this. Maybe he'll use his Bargwa. Or a different event. Could be DMG, Giant... They'll got all sorts, right? We just know he has that Bargwa from way earlier. But he can't take this, surely. It would be a bit... I mean, he probably can. Does just use the DMG. Fair enough. Makes me want to... I do want to play this Big Mum, kind of. Can't lie. I think I'm going to. Sanjian Pudding. That's actually not very useful. Yeah, whatever. We don't have any active Dons. He's not going to want a Giant here, I don't think. It'd be Giant and 2k. I think I will continue to play the Pudding. He does Giant. Okay, at least we burn it. We burn the second Giant. Did we get a 2k as well? We get another Usahachi. This can't attack, because I know any more Dons. We are kind of out of counter. It's not useful. I'm going to block. I don't care if he rams a load into this. Particularly. What's this? No, the third Sanjian Pudding. Incredible. Yeah, now he's ramping off leader effect. We just haven't been able to deal with these, right? We haven't been able to. We've not really had that luxury. He's going to have so many Dons active. Maybe 4 Don here, swing 10 into it. Can't counter that. But if I take that 7 there... oh, just a 6. Is this going to be 6 cost Luffy? No, surely not. This will be some kind of blocker. Maybe the Zoro blocker for 4. That would make sense. Angry Luffy. Yeah. Give a 1k. I don't think this would ever be Angry Luffy here for 6. Zoro Juro. It's not the Zoro blocker I was expecting, but it's a Zoro nonetheless. Do you not have a blocker? If he doesn't have a blocker, we've actually got quite a decent shot at winning here. Another Zoro Juro. Cycles out a boat. Buffs up that. Yeah, so no blocker. Okay. Right then. What are our best swings? I think we want to start with... I mean, starting with 12 is actually just kind of fine. He's already used 2 giants. We know... I believe he still has that Bargura in hand. Unless I'm just brain farting. He did like a search or something. But he used two giants. If he Barguras... How many 2Ks is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4 2Ks. That's a decent amount of 2Ks. They're sometimes on 10 to 12. But if he had the green Zoro, I think he would have played that over this. So I think 12 is... I think 12 may be okay. We could start with 10. Now we're threatening 6, 18, right? Let's just go 12. Gonna take, sure. And then concede, sure. I was gonna go 18-6. So I might have gone 17-6-6, to be fair. But yeah, he did not have any more giants. Ran out eventually. He did have the Zoro. I think he should have played the Zoro instead of the Zoro Juro. Maybe he'd done the math and he couldn't win. But I think with the Bargua, he didn't know this was here. So what, he had 6k counter? I don't know. Maybe that's a tough call to make. Maybe that is a tough call to make. Keep leaving yourself with 6k counter. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I'm pleased to get a win against GP, though, because this is a tough matchup. Going second into UP. Putting into Paros Pero, I don't mind. Loki, we don't really need the pudding, though. Especially not going second. Really would like to see Kata. We do have a cycle. Sorry, a search and a cycle. I think if we don't have any pieces of the combo, I'm gonna, yeah, mulligan. Because we want to see the pudding, and I want it, not that pudding. The 7-cost pudding, and I want to see the Kata. Yeah, we'll do this. Well, I guess we're taking Paros Pero here. Could take pudding, dig again for 7 cost. The Paros Pero is cool, but like... 7-cost pudding is cooler. You know? Second one of these is also not bad. A lot of good targets in here. Kind of wish I could draw them. Can I swap my hand for this? I think I'll take the Paros Pero, because if he doesn't have God Thread, it is very good. It's not very good if he has God Thread. But if he does, in the world where he doesn't have God Thread, this card's insane. We'll go cancel. I can take the first one. Is this 3 for Zorojura, maybe? Okay, it's to die for. If it was Zorojura, we have the perfect answer in the oven. It wasn't, so we don't. We'll go with the pudding. I'll swing for 6, and then we'll play out the other pudding. Speaking of puddings, it's pudding right there. He could play that next turn, I suppose. He will hit 2 cards. There's not a lot we can do about it, though. This seems good. This also seems very... This is good in this matchup. Next turn, Paros Pero. Following turn, Kata. Lin after that is just good. I think I will take it. It's the match... It's one of the... It's kind of is the matchup that it's the best in. And if he does blue pudding us here, at least he's not ramping. Okay, God Thread's that. Does he leave 2 up for Bargua? No. Well, I guess we're taking that. So next turn he can play a 9 cost, but at least we have our Paros Pero hanging around still. So yeah, we'll just play him. I expect he'll take this one anyway. Mr. 2, incredible work. And then we'll trash the oven. This card's useless. Call it, indeed. Game 1. Well, that's nice for next turn. Send. Yeah, that is nice for next turn. Maybe we could... Can we Dondi ramp this turn? I don't think we can afford to. He's going to have 9, so he can play some kind of 9 cost. 9 cost Luffy would be pretty good. If he has that. Just double ramp into that. Going first, he's pretty strong. But if he doesn't have a good 9 cost... Oh, it's just a Nami. You'd love to see it. I'll counter this, I think. If it's like 9, though, I kind of don't want to. But we also know he has the pudding, right? But he's not going to want to pudding on like 10 Don, right? Oh, he's pulling my arm. We could use this. Could do leader effect and then this. We'll be at 7 next turn then, and play this, go back to 5. If we use this, go back to 4, come back to 5, go to 6, go to 8. We're not going to get to do this anyway on the following turn. I think this is fine. We use the card action here. I don't want to get pudding into oblivion. Sanji. And we'll do this. Incredible. Buff this, resolve. It's only one, it gets us out of it for 1 card, right? Which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Definitely not that. Okay. We can trash this. I knew it was here. We didn't need to use it for this effect. I should have probably actually done the Perils Para effect first. Just in case he got like a trigger off life there if he took. But regardless, I need to do the lead effect so that we can swing 6. We'll trash this. But yeah, should have done the Perils Para effect first. If he got a trigger to bot deck our Perils Pero, or something else, that could have been quite punishing. You can have gear 2 here. He did choose to leave 1 up. So I'm going to assume he does have gear 2, just swing 7, and then we'll burn the event. He does have a Frenoska, that's fine. More 8-cost Katas is what I was looking for. This is okay. Let's take this. Yeah, that is fine. And the turn, stand this back up. Game 1. So we're on 6. We're going to be at 8 next turn. Don't have a good play, but maybe could even just play... They'll just attach some Dons. Does stack on the top. We know he's a Sanji. It's going to be a Sanji combo this turn. I have no doubt in my mind. None at all. We'll just block this. If he swings 10 into it, we can 2k, 1k. That's fine. So we'll just take the block. Yeah, if he goes like Sanji Luffy, swings 10 into it, it's chill. Sanji Mihawk. Okay, that's a little less chill. Oh, looking for 8-cost Kata. We find it. Incredible. So we can go with the pudding into Kata plate again. Yeah, seems good. Yeah, I don't really like these. Yeah, I don't like these at all. They're pretty bad draws. It's okay. We're going to be at 10. No, we're not going to be at 10 next turn if I use leader effect here. Maybe we just don't play. I guess we just end up not playing this. It's Sanji. Okay. Do you have Giant? Giant be very clean here. Okay, it was the gear. I thought he had one of them. Yeah, a little bit frustrating that we're not going to be able to Big Mum next turn. Frenoska. Okay, there's the pudding. Does pudding us eventually. This is no more big dudes coming down this turn. Next time we can put on a good bit of pressure. It wasn't that bad either. It was what, like a pudding from 7, I think? 8. Can't really block this. That's why I can't really block this. That's not bad. That's not bad, actually. If this can find us a 8 cat, we can play another one for just 2 Don, which is good. We can have 4 blockers on the board. We want to leave enough Don to at least swing with all of these. 2 Don active is pretty scary. Let's go with this. We do get one. That is nice. We can have we can have 4 blockers now. So we do 2 Dom for that, 1 Dom for that. I don't want to play this and just risk drawing a bunch of shit. 2 Dom for that, 1 Dom for that. We've got 5 more done. Let's start with some classic 6s. 6 from Pudding. Takes that. 2, 2, 1. Maybe we fake 1. 3 more. I think we just go with another 6. Usahachi. Okay, so he doesn't have any 1Ks. Let's go 8. What kind of events have you got, sir? None? No events? Gotta have some kind of event. At least a giant. Surely. Sacks that off. If I go 12, how screwed may I be? He still only has 4 swings and we have 2 blockers. I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. We still get to go 9. I mean, 9's shit into giant. We could go 10 if we forgo the Anana. That might be worth. That's a useless draw. Did have a giant. Okay. He was trying to, I think maybe trying to bait me into going for it. So you can sack off that Rosie. Incredible work. And then we'll go with the 2-cost Kata. And turn him into the big one. Now, like, even if I have to sack off one of my big dudes, we're kind of chilling. We're kind of chilling. Even if we lose 2 of these, right? We still have 3 guys. And our leader for next turn. Let's Gum Gum Giant. He just needs all the counter he can get. It's absolutely all he needs. I do... Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know if you think going 9 there would have been better. Maybe I could have done slightly better splits instead of doing 8s. If I do, like... I don't think so. Yeah, that's not very helpful. He's probably going to put like 4, 5 Dons on. I think we get like 1k, 1k, 1k. Which is shit, but... Should go like 11 here? Maybe 10? 10 or 11 here, I think. Yeah, 10 is fine. We have to just block and sack. I could use that for free. Still have 5 dudes, though. This is just events, yeah. As anticipated. Let's start with a 10. We know he has a giant. Let's see if we can make him burn it. There it is. He needs to draw hella events here. Truly he does. I think we go 10 again. Okay, he has another giant. Do you still have this anima? And this is, if he has the last giant, just go for it, right? What's the alternative? Like, play out Anana, 3 blockers, and he goes Usahachi and we just die. Yeah. Yeah, there's no alternative. 3 giants? Shit. Well then. That's tough. That's brutal. Wow. That sucks. We just lose now, right? We just lose every time. This isn't enough 4K. Because he has the pudding here to split with. Low-key, the pudding's actually pretty big. Yeah, we just lose to him going 9-9. Yeah, we always lose unless he just makes a terrible mistake. What is the way that we lose the least often? There isn't one. So he just swings 9 again. Wow. He had so much counter in that hand. That was crazy. The third giant and a Bagua. It's like, damn, that's tough. Yeah, we lose because of this pudding. Yeah. Yeah, GG's. Well played to our opponent. That was tough. I feel I was a little unlucky us not hitting it there. And like, if I play the Anana... Yeah, GG, man. GG's. Maybe it was correct to play the Anana. I think what I should have done, actually, is swing 6 lead for this final pudding. And, because we see that it's a Rosie, we know if he has 0 cards in hand, he can't get Usahachi because he doesn't have 10 Don, because he's drawing Rosie. I mean, I guess he can't Rosie into anything because he doesn't have 2 cards. If he gives us the whole hand. If there's Giant in the last 2, we lose regardless. I guess that play... He'd still actually had the Frenoske. If I'd swung like 9 with Pudding and played out the Anana for 1, he would have had Frenoske Rosie. Would this might have come up? He swings 9, we block Anana. He swings 9, we block sack Kata. And then he has to split 2. He can split 2 ways. He'd go like, what, 9? With leader, we block sack Kata. Then he can go 10 with this, we lose to that. If we counter the 9... No, we actually can't counter them. No, we just lose regardless, actually. No matter whether or not I played the Anna at the end there, we lose to these 4 swings on board. So I do believe I was right to go for it. Interesting. Very, very unlucky end game, I think, at the end there. For him to end with like, what, 2 bricks and be able to giant them both, that's a little unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. UP's a pretty good deck, and I think that was a pretty close game. Going into Kalgara. I'm going to take first. They don't play any Don D ramps while Pudding is going to be live. That hand's pretty bad, though. That hand's honestly even worse, but here we are. Yeah, it's like Pero plus Pudding with nothing to summon and no searches is definitely a mulligan, but can we get the 7-cost Pudding? Okay, we can. Thank goodness for that. That's a nice grab. And then we'll just swing 7. Next turn we can do the Pero. Then the turn after that we can put in Kata. So we've got a good curve now. Okay, I'll stop complaining. That searcher off the top was big money, big business. You'll love to see it. See if he has the Ohm. What did he take off that Shura I missed? It was the Holy. So presumably he's going for 5 Ohm Holy here. Unless he doesn't have the Ohm, I suppose. Doesn't have the Ohm. Incredible. Does play out a Wiper. We're not going to use that. He's going to use... What's he going to get off this Wiper? Does he have the upper yard? Whiffs the upper yard. And does get to play one for free, though. Cycles that into Ohm. I think we can take this one. He's only going to be swinging 5s and 6s for a little bit here. Yeah, I think we can take the first swing. And there's we have Ohm Holy at home, except it costs you a life. Pretty much. Quite amusing. Let's go with the Pero. If we had the oven there, I'd have actually probably played it just to get rid of the dog. But we didn't, so it is what it is. Use this, use the card action, Don -1. There's a 4-cost Wiper. Incredible. Well, I want to cycle out probably the Big Mum. I don't think this is really a matchup where I want the Big Mum. It takes down to 2. Interesting. I think I'm going to ditch the big mum. It's a 4-cost wiper. Incredible. Okay, I'm active. And then we'll cycle out this event. This could actually be quite good. We don't have anything to play off a second one of these, so I'm not super high on taking one. Yeah, Loki would potentially like this. He's a lot of ways to interact with drawing cards, though, so I think I'll just take another one of these. We should, between like the Peril Spare effect next turn and the cards we're going to draw off this, we should draw some way or something to do off the pudding. No. Maybe we just counter with it. It's going to go 5, 5, 6, Kalgara, Nolan, something like that. We want to counter 2 of these. I can give up 2 2Ks though, I think. One pudding's probably fine. Yeah, and I think we give a 2K here, and then we take whatever this leader swing is. So I'll give up no effect. I'll give up the Daifuku. Yeah, and I'll take this, because this could be 7. It is just 6, but it is what it is. There's the Kalgara. Okay, at least it's that Kalgara, and it's not the big Kalgara. We'll take this one. Another Kata's nice. We can do that turn after next. If we get another pudding to replace, that'd be cool. But I think keeping the 2K, or keeping like 3 of the 2Ks, I think is valuable. Because we've seen quite a few of them now. We've seen quite a few 2Ks. So I don't fully regret getting rid of that. What's it? Pudding. We can do 7/7 here, actually. If I want to use leader effect. Do I want to use leader effect, though? There's nothing I really want to cycle, and it will make us go down another Don. So we'll be super low next turn. Oh no, we won't, because we get the Don back. There's nothing I want to cycle, though. Let's see what this pudding draws us. We're playing that. I can trash one of these. Yeah, I can trash one of these. Wiper. Again. Got a 2K for me? He does have a 2. Yeah, we knew he had that one, actually, anyway. So let's toss off one of these. We'll call 4. Incredible. Get my active. I might just play that, actually, because if we can get another 7-cost pudding, that'd be great. So, yeah, we'll just attack 7 into one of these. He'll probably let this go, honestly. I'd be thrilled if he saves it, because that's 2 cards. Nah, lets it go. I think that's a smart choice. No more puddings, but the 9-cost Linlin's actually quite tempting. We can do next turn Kata, following turn Linlin. Yeah, because we're going to go to 8 Don next turn. But that's just a Kata turn. Although we can actually just Kata off the little one if we have something we want to do with the rest of our Don. Which honestly, swinging into his board with the rest of our Don could be quite promising. 7. Yeah, I'll just block. It's max value. He's not going to swing into this again. So there's going to be 2 more 7s? I wouldn't have thought so. He could go 7, 7. I guess he can go 7, 7, play out a guy. But he's on 1 life. I think we can take this one. He's going to get that draw anyway. He's just going all 7s. Okay. Well, given that we can play the Kata off the Kata, I think I will use this now. 5-cost Wiper. Cool. Good to know. And then we'll give it one of these Stroizens. It's going to be 7 again. Okay, fair enough. I didn't expect it. I think we can afford to take this. Zeus. I didn't expect that. Okay. We're definitely doing two for 2 cat. Keeping 1 for when 2 men could actually be quite good. 1 for Anana, maybe. So we've got 3 Dom left. Do I want to focus on this board or just go after his life? He's got 10 cards. That's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. I don't really want to attack this because it's bigger. And we've got a good bit of counter anyway. And we're going to have 2 blockers. I think we just go life, honestly. I think we race him. So 2 for that, 1 for the event. Yeah, we can probably swing it like at least 7 with this pudding. Which is pretty good. Okay. Yeah, 2 for the event, 1 for the... Oh, sorry, 2 for the kata, 1 for the event, 1 for the anana. It gave us 2k, 1k there. Do we just go 6 here? If we run 7 Don, we can afford to do this. We won't be at 10 next turn if we do double, if we do leader effect. So we'll go back to 6, draw to 8, go down to 7. But we'll still be at 9, so we can still big mum. Incredible, it's Piper. Who knew? Can't take this. We absolutely cannot take this. It does. Sure, it's trigger. Okay. Oh, we don't know if it's a wiper anymore. Definitely going face at this point. Kalgara, I don't really care. Yeah, it's gotta be. Do we play out the Anana is the question, or do we swing 9 to get an extra card? I think I'll just go 8. Gives us 2 2Ks anyway. Wiper and... oh, he doesn't have 2 2Ks. That's tough. That's tough. Deploy this. Play out the big cat. Play out the Anana. End the turn. Oh, choose 1. Restand. Game 1. Choose 0. Game 1. So we're 8 Don. This is fine. We do have to be careful about him drawing cards, though, with this event in particular. Because the interactions are super weird. Well, with us having 2 blockers, he's in yellow, doesn't have unblockable. Doesn't really have access to good removal for these. Not in Kalgara. Definitely not. We'll go... No blocker, just give him a Stroizen. That's fine. Still got a lot of Dons. He could still go with the heal. I'll take the freebie. Even if he denies our event now, I think we're still fine, because we got free value out of that. I'll just block. He's not going to deal with these anyway, and he's only got 1 more swing, so it's like, is this really going to be bigger than 8? I don't know. At this point, can't play anything, right? No, he can. He gets to play for free, right? Yeah, he gets to play for free, but he doesn't play anything for free. What is this for 9 Don? It's got to be Noland and hold up some Dons, right? We'll just take the block. It's got to be Noland and then some Dons. I'm guessing. But we can slow the game down again with Big Mum next turn, if we really want to. Or we can keep piling on the pressure. I think we're in a very good spot. It is Noland. Noland Dons. Seems sensible. Maybe a blocker. If he has like a cheap one like Raki, could be pretty good. There's not really any other blockers you can play for less than 4, I don't think. At least not good ones. Just leaves. Yeah, sure. Has 2 events. Yeah, I think we get there. If I swing like 8, he can L4. Would I swing 8? That would probably swing 9. So he goes like L4 Shura. If we go then like 7, he can go the Earth won't lose. I don't know, even if we don't win, we can heal again and remove like his Kalgara. Probably remove one of his characters if he doesn't take any of those first couple of swings. We're in a very good spot from this position. I don't see a way we lose. Kalgara is a good matchup because they just can't deal with 8-cost Kata. Against decks that don't sort of stop you playing this and also can't deal with it efficiently, the cards are just still crazy broken. It's just a lot of decks at the minute either can deal with this or stop you playing it like GP, right? But either way, well played to our opponent. Let's move on. Got a game into GP. I'm going to take second, I think, this time. I like the Peros Pro. If we can get the pudding into... we've got this. I think we probably keep this. This isn't too bad. Nice, we've got double searches. That's great. Start off with this one. Don't really want any more Peros. He's okay, though. He's just kind of a big guy. But he's also a brick. This is never going to be live. I'm going to take the Strozen. Then we're going to go with this event. Then here, I think we want to take the Katakuri. Alas, nothing to do on 4, which is a little concerning, I can't lie. I'm going to take this. I was hoping we would draw something good, but we didn't. 3-cost pudding from the top ropes. Never lucky. Okay. Can't take that. Oven or pudding? I guess it's pudding. I don't want oven. I don't want him. And then we'll just attack for 7. Incredible work. Trigger? Some kind of trigger. Is this going to be a event trigger? The when you're at sea you can fight against pirates? We'll never know. Maybe it was like a jet gatling trigger to get a ramp. Not going to do that, but I am going to counter. We'll give up one of these puddings. And then Sanji Pudding. No, Zorajuro. Incredible. No Sanji Pudding just yet. Luffy Taro. That will be good next turn for sure. Nami. Zorajuro. If we don't see big Sanji Pudding, though. Bit scary, you know? Bit scary. Go with this one. Swinging for another 7. Well, if only I could put it on the bottom, huh? If only I could put it on the bottom. Incredible. We're going to trash. But he doesn't have the boat. We're going to 8 next turn, so we can... We're not going to be able to do this, but we can just do this. I think we ditch the big man. And then I'm going to call it at 5. Incredible. And 1 active. Do I have anything to do with that 1 active? Not a chance, but we're going to pass over. That's fine. Yep, Luffy Taro, Sanji Pudding, incredible work. Leader effect, he'll go to 5 Don, alas. Not 6, what can you do? Gonna go no on that one, and then I'll give up the Strozen, because Usahachi's definitely better. And we'll take this swing. Pudding, not really what I was looking for. Another Nami. Sanji Pudding, the second, very good. This Luffy Taro is going to be a bit of a menace, and the fact that our Pudding is not online just yet is pretty bad. And this is looking like Bargwa, right? This is looking like Bargwa. Well, we can remove a little bit of the damage that the Bargwa's going to do, but just playing out this. You won't get as much value out of it. You still get the... Just if he ramps with Bargwa immediately... Then we can do the pudding. Let's go 7. If he uses the Bargwa, he gets punished. No, he doesn't use the Bargwa. Smart player. Smart player. I think I do still want to just go with this Kata. Even though it's not that great. I'm going to attack here now. Incredible 4-cost, sorry. That's not great, but it is something worth noting. And we'll pick this back up and have one rested. Oh, I didn't use the Peros Power effect. Complete brain fart. Should have ditched the second Peros Power. No blocker. Yeah, that was really stupid. That was really stupid. Ooh. Now that's tough. They only played 2 of these as well. That's kind of high roll. I can't lie. That is kind of just a bit of a high roll. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. That's not great. If we block and he puts 2 dons here and swings here, I'm fucked. Which we can't block. Yeah. I've misplayed heavily, though. I've misplayed pretty hard. But this board is just ridiculous. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Hope he doesn't have any events. I guess. I mean, we can heal. We can remove one of the puddings. Not much of a chance, but there's maybe a chance. We can leave the 1 open from the Perkins effect for this. We'll ditch this. Game 1. Get rid of this. Bottom, of course. Then we're just going to have to play board here, which is really quite poor. 3-cost Usahachi. Good to know. We use this in case he draws cards. Trashing this because it's never going to be useful. 3-cost Usahachi. Confirm. Gain active. That is not a useful draw either. But it is what it is. This one, Don has to stay. Two-K check. 2K check. Or event check, I guess. Yeah, he did have the Balra. Menace. I think we're screwed because these 2 Luffy Taros are... Okay, that's great. It's a waste of time, right? Nami. I don't see a win situation here because I have to counter these, but then he can just swing into the Katakuri for like 10s. Actually, it's just over. GG's, well played to our opponent. Okay, Zorojuro into double Luffy Taro. Absolutely cooked me there, I can't lie. Hey, we got cooked regardless. Well played to our opponent. Let's move on. So, thank you for watching. It was quite interesting watching those games back, actually, when I was editing them, and seeing what I could have done differently to win the game. I mean, the play with the Ananan 9 versus 10, I was very unsure on in the moment, in the UP game, and as it worked out, playing the Ananan would have been better. Is it always the case? I'm not sure. It very much depends what is in their hand and what plays they look to make. And to be fair, he did have a ridiculous amount of counter in the end there, which was a little unfortunate, I think. But it is good to know that if I played that slightly differently, I would have won the game. And in the GP game, I just forgot to use the Perils Power effect. I literally just forgot. But I didn't realise at the time quite how costly forgetting that was. Because not only did I not get like the cycle, but having the 1 Don for the event would have made it so that I could have blocked that pudding, the Spud swing safely with the Kata. And then if he puts Dons on the Luffy and swings into the Kata, well, I have the big counter event to save it. So we'd have been on like 3 life instead of 1. And then we could have big mummed up to 4 life. Or even made a different play at that point. So I don't know if we would have won that game necessarily, because his board state was still pretty ridiculous. I mean, double Luffy Taro, double Sanji Pudding, and a Zorojuro is quite strong, some would say. But it was good to watch back, because I didn't realise quite how much just forgetting to use that Perils effect actually changed the game. I mean, being 2 life higher would have clearly put me in a better spot to have more sort of agency in what I did on those following turns, instead of just die. But regardless, I think those were pretty close games, and I do really think this deck is quite good for what's left of PRB. If you do enjoy it, again, get your reps in now before OP13, because I don't think this is going to be doing very well in OP13, sadly. Emu just reducing your Katakuri sucks, man. Like, if they didn't have the Nusturo, you'd at least be able to get pretty good value, because they swing 7s, and he's an 8k blocker, who knew? But the Nusturo, man, that guy is so toxic. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you learned from my mistakes in those couple of games there, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.